We're in beautiful Virginia at Sandy Bottom Brook, heading towards Waynesboro, at an overlook on Skyline Drive. And as you can see, it's very pretty. My wife and I had been on a little vacation because we couldn't go on our cruise, and so we decided to come up here instead. There's not a soul around, so we don't have to worry about COVID. And it's been very nice. And today, it hasn't really rained. It's been rainy the last few days that we've been out here, but today it isn't. And it's not hot. It's probably mid-70s. And it's been overcast, although the sun is kind of darting between the clouds right now. But so far today, it's been very nice. We've stopped at a few restaurants and had some good food. Stopped at some restaurants and had some not so good food. But today was a good day. As you can see, the mountains are just beautiful. Purple Mountains Majesties is what comes to mind. If you've never been to Virginia, the mountains of Blue Ridge are certainly beautiful and worth a visit on your bucket list. This is a scenic overlook, and we just loved it on a beautiful day. We stayed at an Airbnb for $30 a night in Ruckersville, about 20 miles away from Charlottesville. It wasn't bad at all. And there was 2 horses in the front yard. Well, actually, there was multiple horses in the front yard. But every time we drove by, this little baby would become very curious of us and come see. And that's the mama. And the mama made me freak out a little bit because she could reach over the fence. But every time we went by, the baby would come greet us. So we are here at Montpelier at James Madison's house, and it's raining pretty bad, and it looks like it's a little chilly outside. It's 64 degrees outside, so we may not stay here long. Where the gift shop is right in front of us, so we'll tour that, and then maybe go to the house. The house is closed inside, so maybe we can, walk around the grounds, but we're probably not going to if it's going to be cold and wet. We'll see how it goes. This was the gift shop at the Montpelier James Madison's house, and lots of touristy type things to buy. It was very cute. Raining really hard outside, so we didn't stay too long. We picked up some pumpkin butter and sweet potato butter while we were there. But they had a large selection, and it was your typical touristy stuff. Of course, with the X's on the floor to keep your distance. Now, I couldn't resist the magnifying glass, holding it up in front of the camera and seeing what kind of effect it would give. It was pretty cool. There you go. And as you can see, it's very wet outside. The people were very nice. There was only so many people allowed in there at a time, I think. Glass figurines, and this is where I got the um, butters and stuff from. They were, I don't remember what they were, $6, $7 a jar, I think, something like that. Not too bad. And they had a large selection, as you can tell, and very pretty. It's a very clean, well maintained little store. Now we're off to downtown Charlottesville. This is part of the walking mall where the Paramount Theater is. I think it's Paramount. And the last time we had been there, this place had been so full of people and so crowded. And now in 2020, due to the coronavirus, you see how empty it is. There's dining rooms set up outside so that it's more available to seat customers for when they do have business, because there's not much inside seating. Very pretty, very well maintained, very clean. That CVS you see in the background is a great place to go if you have to use the bathroom, because while we were there, a lot of the places bathrooms were off limits. I guess it had something to do with sanitation, but CVS allowed us to use the bathroom, which was nice. And there's the Paramount Theater that you've seen, or that I've seen a bunch of times when I've been to Charlottesville. It's really beautiful. And then this was a fountain that's outside that I found particularly pretty, and so I did a slow motion video of it, 60 frames per second at 4K. Just gorgeous. And few people around. For the most part, the place was empty. As you can see, there wasn't a lot of people out there, and it was low 70s in the summer. This is August, so that was a nice temperature. Lots of people out displaying their stuff for sale, but like I said, not a lot of people out there shopping. I think the people back there were tourists. Chaps Ice Cream was open, and it was open last time we went there as well. I think they have gelato there, if I remember right, and we've gone there before. And then this was another part of the mall. There's a chalk wall down in the center of Charlottesville that you can go with your chalk and put whatever you want on it, as you can see people have. I thought it was very interesting. There was no chalk there, so you have to bring your own. And there's a lot of different things to look at. I kind of just wandered down the wall looking at different things that caught my eye, and it's on all the sides, so you can go around the corner and then down the other side. And I like the picture of Jesus with the rainbow. I thought that was pretty cool. And then there was somewhere on there, it was either Love Virginia, Virginia Rules, that's what it was. Now we're off to one of the wine tastings that we did, which, as usual, the outsides are usually pretty pretty. Here's Melinda with her flights of wine, or flight of wine. And there's the Cider Works, which is another place that we went to. And we each got a flight of cider, and I didn't like it. Really didn't like it very much. Melinda did. They had this where you could buy it before you even went in and sit outside, or you could go in and order. Yeah, you see the guy touching his face. Melinda liking the cider. She liked it, although I didn't. And then some views of the beautiful surroundings outside of the cider works, as well as some of the flora. And yeah, it was just these places tend to be really, really pretty. You can go outside and have a glass of wine and sit down. An interesting plant that Melinda found that she wanted me to video for identification. And here's Chris Green Park, which you are not allowed to swim there because it's a reservoir, but you can go boating. And these people were canoeing, and I think there were some people setting up to go paddleboarding as well. And this, we went there twice. It was so pretty there, and every vacation has to come to an end. And this was our last day there. How pretty, huh?